Hello, guys, and welcome. So, I asked a friend what she would like to do for her practice, and she requested for a short video that had a full body stretch, and this is what we're going to do today. So, if you have a request, if you have something, if there is something that you would like to practice or to learn, and yeah, just send me a message, give me as much detail as possible, and I will try and do that for you. We're gonna start lying down. So we're gonna lie down. We're gonna take the knees to the chest. We're gonna interlace the fingers to hold the legs together. We're gonna rest the shoulders, the head. We're gonna relax here for a few breaths. Now we're gonna take a twist. So we're gonna keeping the legs as they are. We're gonna take the legs to the right. We're gonna take the right hand and place it on top of the leg, and then we're gonna extend the left arm across to the side. I don't have much space, so I'm just gonna turn the palm down. Relax the neck, and then take a couple of nice and deep breaths. Then I'm going to come back to center. I'm going to take the legs to the left, place the left hand on top of the leg, and I'm going to extend the right arm across to the right. I'm going to breathe here together, nice and deep. So it is difficult to breathe deeply in a twist. So when I mean deep, I mean as deep as comfortable as you can. And carefully, I'm going to bring the legs to center, and then I'm going to bring myself up. We're going to sit on the heels. I'm going to take a forward bend, very good for the lower back if you get pain in the morning. So I'm going to open the legs a little, and then we're going to lower, trying to keep the hips as low as possible. You can go into the hands or the forearms, and if you can't go all the way, maybe then extend the arms. And then lower the forehead to the floor, and then take a couple of nice and deep breaths here. And carefully bring yourself up. Then here sitting, I'm going to remain seated here, but if you can change if you need to. I'm going to interlace the fingers at the back, take a good grip, and then open the palms, and then roll the shoulders back and extend the arms. Then gently lift your chest. Then I'm going to take the hands all the way to the right hip. I'm going to bring the palms together, level the shoulders, relax the neck, open up the chest, and gently guide the right elbow in the direction of your left elbow. And I'm going to take the hands to the other side, to the left hip, palms together, shoulders leveled to the floor, and then left elbow reaching in the direction of the right elbow, neck soft and relaxed. And then we're gonna extend at the center, so open up the palms, keep the fingers locked, and extend. Roll the shoulders, lift your chest. And then gently release. And I'm gonna come onto hands and knees. I'm gonna tuck the toes under and I'm gonna lift the hips. I'm gonna open up the shoulders by reaching the chest in the direction of the toes, and then lifting the tailbone towards the sky. Feel free to keep your knees bent. That's better for your lower back. You can also alternately extend the legs a little more. You want to find a sweet spot where the legs are extending, but the chest is opening too. The shoulders are opening. And then here we're going to take a couple of breaths. You can let your head relax. If your hands are sliding off your mat, you can grab the edges of the mat and pull. From here we're going to take steps to come all the way towards the hand. And then again, if you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. If you can't touch the floor, then you can take your arms, place them on your thighs, or maybe hold your shins. Or if you can't touch the floor, then support yourself a little bit with the hands touching the floor or the fingers. You can also let your head relax. And slowly feel the backs of the legs opening as you reach the tailbone towards the sky. From here we're going to step the left leg back, take a big step, and then lower the knee. You can point the toes if you want, or keep them tucked under, and then bring yourself up. With the hands on your hips, slide your hips forward, lift your chest. You can also, with the palms together or shoulder width apart, lift your arms to reach the sky. Whichever variation you want to take on your arms. Breathe. We're going to switch, so lower the hands, tuck the toes, lift the knees, step the foot forward so that you can bring the other foot back. Carefully lower your knee, carefully come up, and you can rest your arms down with the hands on the hips. You can lift them up if you prefer. Chest lifting, a little bit of a back bend if that's okay. Working on the hips, moving them forward. If for a reason your pose looks a little bit more like this, that's absolutely fine. So you can include a back bend or you can omit it. Good. From here, we're going to step the foot forward. We're going to step the left foot back. From here, we're going to turn the left heel towards the floor. So the toes point towards the left. And I'm going to lift up. So I'm going to give my back to the camera for a second. You want to also turn the hips without letting your knee roll inward. So keep your knee over your heel. Open the front of your hips. Strong with the back leg, with the left leg. Let your arms float and take a few breaths. If you feel like you can go a little bit wider, then slowly walk your left foot a little bit further back. Carefully bring the hands to the floor as you lift your back heel. And then let's do the other side. So step your foot forward, step your right leg back, roll the heel towards the floor so the toes point to the right, and then come up. So you want to let the front of your hips open. At the same time, keep your knee over your ankle. Don't let your knee cave in as you face the hips to the side. Feel the front of your the inside of your front leg to open. Back leg nice and strong, arms floating. Take a couple of breaths. And if you can, see if you can take the back foot a little further back. You don't have to do that if you feel like that's enough. From here, lower the hands to the floor and step the foot forward. And then with the breath in, bring yourself up. Let's do another standing pose. So you're going to take a nice and wide pose. You're going to turn the toes a little to the outside. Don't do it completely. I think just a little bit less is better. And then lower your hips, keep your knees as far wide as you can. So as you sink in, don't let your knees go forward, take them out to the side. Lift your chest, take a few breaths. If you want, you can use your hands to help you extend out. And let your tailbone sort of lift up and back, your lower back arch, and your chest lift. Slowly come up. Come out of the pose. And then take a breath in to lift the arms, stretch to the sky. And as you exhale, fold. Plant your hands, coming to downward dog. Lower your knees. Come into your forearms and then extend the legs. Lengthen the tailbone towards your towards your heels. Take a couple of breaths. Very slowly lower your hips to the floor. You can point the toes here. Just very gently roll your shoulders back. Push your forearms to the floor to lift a little. At the same time, pull the forearms back to reach your chest forward a little. Carefully lower, separate your arms and lower. With the hands sort of like in line with your face, take your hands out so they're as wide as your elbows. Lift into your fingertips, lift your elbows. Press the feet on the floor, and then use your hands, your back muscles, your leg muscles, to lift up. Reach your chest forward. And breathe. Very slowly lower. And then come out of the pose. Coming to hands and knees. And keeping your hips over your knees, start to walk the hands forward until you get a full stretch. Turn the biceps towards the sky and slowly lower the chest or the forehead to the floor. Carefully come up. from hands and knees, coming to downward dog again. Tuck the toes under, lift your hips, open up your shoulders. And then step your left foot, or both feet, sorry, from the front, because it's easier. Walk both feet forward, coming to a forward bend. Good, now step your left foot back, and then lower your knee, coming to a lunge. Bring yourself up. From here, take your left hand to hold your front thigh, and to pull yourself into a twist. You can either keep your right hand on the hip and reach your elbow behind you, or you can extend the arm back, whichever you prefer. Relax neck and face and breathe. Carefully release. Bring the hands to the floor, step your foot forward. Step the right foot back, lower the knee, come up. You twist to the left now, so the right hand holds the thigh, and twist the left hand, option 1 on the hip, reaching elbow across, or reaching the fingers back with the arms straight. Relax your neck and face, try not to tense or add any tension to your face or your neck. And gently release. Bring your back leg forward into a forward bend. And then slowly bring yourself up to stand. So you're going to separate the feet a little wider than the hips. And point the toes slightly at an angle out. From here, lower the fingers to the floor. And then lower your hips. As your hips go down, lift your chest. You can keep your hands, your fingers on the floor to help you support yourself if you need. What I like to do is extend the arms in front. It doesn't matter if your hips don't lower too much and your back is sort of like parallel to the floor. Doesn't really matter. If it looks a little bit more like this, with the hips down, the chest up, then you can perhaps have the hands in front. Some people like to bring the palms together into a prayer, and then use the arms to open the legs. Whatever it looks for you, as long as you're opening your hips, coming into that pose. Take a couple more breaths. Up from the chest, bring yourself up. Bring the legs in. Extend the arms to the sky, breathe in, stretch. And then as you breathe out, fold. Place your hands on the floor, step the legs back, come into downward dog. And then lower the knees. And then lower yourself to the floor. We're going to grab the feet. I like to hold the ankles. It's easier to grab the tops of the feet. I think you need to reach less. And we're going to press the front of the the front of the hips on the floor. And with the breath in, we're going to roll the shoulders, lift the thighs, lift the chest, pull, press the legs back to help you open up. Stretch. Don't forget to breathe. And gently release. We're going to lie on our backs. And then we're going to go back to the very first posture, holding the knees together, interlacing the fingers. But we're going to take a variation, so we are going to unlock the fingers and holding the legs separately, we're going to open the legs and pull the knees just a little in the direction of your, say, your shoulders, your armpit, your elbows. And you can stay here if you want to, or if you cannot do the next one. So the next variation will be taking the arms inside the legs, and then you lift a little so that you can grab your feet, and then you bring them with you so that they lift and they come, the heels right over your knees. It's almost like a squat, but in inverted position, so the feet are not on the floor, are facing the sky. And then you're going to very gently pull your feet. And then we're going to carefully, with control, we're going to release. We're going to finish lying on the back. Relax the arms. Relax the shoulders, relax the legs. Just ever so slightly walk your shoulder blades towards each other. It will help you open your chest a little. And lift the head, lengthen the back of your neck, tuck your chin in a little, and then rest your head back again on the floor. Feel free to close your eyes and rest here for at least a minute, maybe 2, maybe more. Usually 5-7 minutes is a good time to rest. Just being aware of your breath. Observing your breath coming in, going out, and allowing your body to rest, allowing your muscles to relax completely.